Number one problem with the middle class is you guys bought the idea of a middle class.
Payday, what do you call it?
Payday loan.
Pay at the car lot, whatever it is. What do you call it?
Middle class is the new compromised life.
There's nothing evil about being middle class, but when you do middle class...
If you don't have other issues, if you don't have the right infrastructure in place, for example.
Middle class trap is where you haven't done anything wrong. In fact, you did everything right.
Some people stay broke even when they earn well. Some keep working hard for decades but never feel financially free. And some, quietly and steadily, escape the middle class trap and build real wealth. What's the difference? It's not luck. It's not just talent. It's about how money flows and which path it's allowed to take. The trap of looking rich but being broke. It often starts the same way. The first job, the first steady paycheck, and with it, the first car bought on EMI. A fancy phone, maybe even a house, taken on loan. It feels like progress. On the outside, everything looks good. But inside the bank account, interest piles up. EMIs drain most of the income. The money isn't growing, it's just moving from salary to expense to debt. This is the classic middle-class trap, where every raise turns into a bigger lifestyle, where loans become the default, and where, despite working harder every year, real financial growth never happens. It feels like success, but the truth is, the system is winning. The three paths of money. There are only three ways money flows in any person's life: expenses, liabilities, and assets. Understanding this changes everything. First, expense path. This is the default for most people. Every euro, pound, or dollar earned is spent. Food, rent, parties, clothes, subscriptions, it's all gone. Some of these are needed. Most are habits. Spending feels good in the moment, but it builds nothing. Tomorrow, the earning must continue because nothing was left behind to grow. Second, liability path. This one looks smarter, but it's even more dangerous. Money is used to buy things that feel like assets, a car, a house, or even expensive gadgets. But they don't generate income. Instead, they come with maintenance and EMIs. That car loses value every year. That house, unless rented, is just sitting there with monthly bills and loan interest. These are liabilities, not assets. Third, asset path. This is the path very few take, but it's the only one that leads to real wealth. Here, a part of the income is used to buy or build assets, things that increase in value or create more income.
The Middle Class Solution. It's a book I'm actually working on. I have a literary agent for the book. It's called The Middle Class Solution. Get out. So I write this article in Huffington Post. The kind of responses that we're getting are unbelievable. Like people saying, what are you, stupid? What is this, so simplistic?
Stocks, mutual funds, rental properties, digital products, businesses, and skills. These are assets. They keep growing, and over time, they start earning even when the work stops. Start with awareness. The first step is brutally simple. Track every rupee or dollar spent. Not in theory, not roughly, but line by line. Most people have no idea where their money goes. They know their salary, but the daily expenses, that cup of coffee, the weekend delivery order, the forgotten subscription, all invisible, but they add up. Open the bank statement, go through every line. And for each transaction, ask, was this essential or not? Was it a one-time thing or a habit? Did this money create value or just disappear? Categorize everything. Groceries, rent, transport, entertainment, shopping, utilities. This is the truth. Without it, no plan works. Differentiate between assets and liabilities. Next comes clarity. What's helping grow wealth and what's holding it back? Assets are anything that creates value or income. It could be a stock that grows, a mutual fund that pays returns, a rental that gives passive income, or even a course that adds career value. Assets don't just take money, they give back. Liabilities do the opposite. They might feel like assets, but they take money away. That new bike bought on EMI? Liability. That luxury phone on credit card EMI? Liability. The house that isn't rented and has a huge loan? Liability.
The middle class trap is where you haven't done anything wrong. In fact, you did everything right. You contributed to your 401k, you dutifully paid down your mortgage. That's awesome. Except now you find yourself on the precipice of early retirement with $1 million.
And then there are pure expenses, things that are gone the moment the money is spent. Meals, subscriptions, parties, shopping sprees. These are fine in balance. But when they take up the majority of income, growth becomes impossible. Commit to investing. Start with 10%. Even without a high income, one change can flip the future. Consistently invest at least 10% of every earning. This is non-negotiable, like a monthly bill, but for the future. Whether it's $1,000, $10,000, or $500, set it aside. Automate it. Let it go straight into investments. Don't wait till extra money is left. It rarely is. This 10% is not a loss. It's actually freedom being purchased in small parts. It might feel like a sacrifice at first, especially when others around are spending freely. But over time, this habit builds something they won't have: real financial security. That small amount grows silently. Slowly, it becomes the reason you don't have to panic when something unexpected happens. It becomes the base for your future house, your business idea, your freedom to say no. And if this continues every month, the power of compounding begins to work in your favor. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. The earlier this starts, the better the results. Stop thinking like an employee. An employee mindset focuses on income, not growth. It waits for a raise, listens to instructions, and trades time for money. An investor mindset looks for opportunities. It asks, where can money grow? It explores ideas, studies trends, and takes calculated risks. It's always trying to make money work without always working more. This doesn't mean quitting a job. It means thinking beyond salary, thinking like a person who uses income as a tool, not the end goal. Play the long-term game. Real wealth doesn't happen in a few months, not even in a couple of years. It's a slow process, but it's consistent.
That can get burned up in a fire and be gone overnight. You want to take that $25,000. If you're making 100, if you're making 200, you want to take 50,000, save it. Save it and learn how to invest in those investments that are inflationary.
Most people give up too early. They invest for 6 months, don't see big returns, and stop. They start a side hustle, don't get success in a year, and quit. That's the middle class trap, again wanting fast results from slow processes. The truth is, everything worthwhile takes time. Whether it's investing, building a business, developing a skill, or growing a network, there are no shortcuts. 5 years of steady growth can change a lifetime, but only if it's started early and done regularly. Wealth is not just built with money, it's built with mindset, and mindset is influenced by people. Stay around people who talk about investing, learning, growing, not just spending, partying, or complaining. If every conversation is about, it doesn't matter, let's spend it, it becomes harder to stay focused. Find groups online or offline where growth is the norm, where challenges are discussed, where strategies are shared. One powerful network can change how money is seen, used, and grown. Develop financial intelligence. It's easy to hear terms like SIP, compounding, or XIRR and feel confused, but learning these isn't hard. Financial literacy is about understanding terms. Financial intelligence is about knowing how to apply them. It's not just knowing what a mutual fund is, it's knowing which one suits the goal. It's not just understanding interest, it's knowing whether a loan makes sense or not. It's not just hearing about digital gold, it's knowing when to choose it over jewelry. Simple rule: before spending or investing, understand why. The more informed the choice, the better the results. Buy to progress. So much money gets wasted just to look good. That car, that phone, that outfit, that dinner, it's all bought to project an image. But in the background, the bank account struggles. The loans pile up. The real game is internal. Progress doesn't need validation, it needs purpose. Instead of buying the latest gadget, invest in a course. Instead of a new outfit, build a skill. Instead of constant upgrades, focus on stability. It's okay to spend, but make sure it doesn't delay goals or drain future peace. Renting isn't always bad. There's a global mindset that says owning is always better, but sometimes renting makes more sense. A rented home can offer flexibility, lower costs, and allow more money to be invested. A rented car might cost less than buying one with a loan. Even tools or software, renting them short-term can be smarter than purchasing. Ownership is good when it builds value, not when it blocks growth. Financial freedom, not riches, not luxury. Freedom. The freedom to choose work, not be forced by money. The freedom to rest without guilt. The freedom to help others. The freedom to say no. That's what wealth offers, and it comes when assets grow more than expenses, when money starts earning money, and when the system is set up, not just hoped for. No one else is going to build it, not the company, not the government, not friends or family. Every individual has to decide, will money keep flowing into things that vanish?
You can't tap into that home equity because rates have gone way up and your 401k balance isn't accessible to you until you're 59 and a half, unless you want to pay fees. And who wants to pay fees on their very own money? If you find yourself in the middle class trap, you still...
Or will it flow into things that grow? Start today. Track every expense. Break down assets versus liabilities. Set up a consistent 10% investment. Choose long-term over short-term. Build financial intelligence. Stay in the company of growth. That's how the middle-class trap is escaped. Slowly, silently, surely. Like, comment, and subscribe if this guide made sense and you're ready to build a better path with your money. Let's grow together.